Hi, it's Abel1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox One. And today I've got some footage of me doing a rare thing for me, which is conflict zones, PvE, combat. Not something I tend to get involved in very often, but this was for BGS. And I grabbed my clipper, went over here, called over a better ship to do this with, and just messed around doing it with my clipper until my Type 10 arrived. And I've got to say, it was pretty dull. I'm not a big fan of PvE combat when it comes to like bounty hunting and conflict zones. I find them a bit dull. It's just a grind to kill X amount of targets to complete a mission for me. I'm not one who actually enjoys the pew pew combat of it. It's okay if you're in a wing and you're having a bit of a laugh and you're taking on challenging things, but generally conflict zones and res sites aren't that challenging, and once you sort of have learnt the ways of milking them, they don't tend to be that much of a worry. And even in a ridiculously weak clipper with paper thin shields, it's not that much of a concern. I did have to do the reboot repair to get my shields back once when I was down here, but with the clipper it's quite simple. You just run away far enough, reboot repair, and then zoom back in. It is quite good, the clipper, for zooming in and out of like combat and just putting the final rounds in things to kill them. But I have noticed with conflict zones now, things tend to jump out quite a lot, so it's not as easy as it used to be. The other thing I noticed with conflict zones now is the missions for them. Back in the old days, you used to get missions for like 10 kills, 20 kills, or like multiples of 12, 24, 36, and they used to be reasonably playing. Now it's like minimum 72 to like 120 targets, and nobody got time for that. That's just ludicrous. I mean, I was down here doing a couple of wing missions, and hilariously the wing missions I think were slightly broken, because I was getting wing missions paying 23 million to kill like 48, 58 targets, whereas the standard missions for that sort of money were asking for 72 to 100 targets. So I found myself doing the wing missions rather than the solo missions, because the wing missions were way easier and less of a grind for me. It is very clear in Elite Dangerous when things like that happen that the mission system is just a bit broken at the moment. There is no way the wing mission should be easier to complete and more credits per hour than the solo mission. And it's just how broken missions are and how much time you need to put into completing some of the missions that they offer is absolutely ludicrous. Massacre missions and kill missions within res sites are at the point where it would take a phenomenal amount of time. I mean, yes, you can go in with a turreted anaconda and just sit there, claiming kill after kill, and yes, there are ways of doing it, but there should be a range of missions. You shouldn't have to dedicate so much time to it. There shouldn't be only the upper tier missions, that pay 20 million, 30 million credits, but you have to kill 72 to 100 odd things. Killing things is just time consuming and a grind. And really, as credits per hour, this didn't make any sense whatsoever. But like I say, I was doing it for background sim, and it was a wing mission I got to share with other members of the Dark Marauders, so that was quite handy. It meant multiple people claiming the reward, which is good. And I've got to say, in terms of arcs, PvP combat is one of the winning things. You make a lot of arcs by shooting things in conflict zones. It's one of the best ways of generating arcs. A lot of you guys have said that to me when I've done other videos talking about arc generation and getting arcs, and it is, but for me it's not a fun activity. It's not something I enjoy doing. I will do it as part of background simulation when called upon, but that is it. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.